my wife doesn't want to even see my face. This is one of the complaints that many husbands have. They're going through a separation, they're going through a divorce, and their wife has clearly told them that I don't want to see your face. If your wife has ever told you this, then continue to watch this video. Hi, Coach Val here, and I help men to create the marriage of their dreams. In this particular video, I'm going to help you understand the reason behind why your wife doesn't want to see your face. I'm going to help you to come out of the victim mindset that you could be in right now. And that very victim mindset is creating the pain that you're feeling, the struggle that you're feeling, the anxiety, the anger that you're feeling. So let us jump into this video. The first thing that I would like to talk about when it comes to my wife doesn't want to see my face, and if you're saying that, then I'm going to say it's not true. And I'm going to give you the reason why it is not true. The first reason why it is not true is because, let's come here. The reason why it's not true is because it's not that she doesn't want to see your face. It is that the experience that she's having every time that she meets you is negative, is not helping her to feel at peace. This is the first reason why she could be saying that I don't want to see your face. And it is not about you, it's about the experience. And this experience is created by two people, you and your wife. But the challenge is a brain cannot see where we are going wrong and how we are creating this experience. And that's why your wife is putting all this on you and saying it that I don't want to see your face. And at this moment, the worst thing you can do is put the whole thing onto your wife and say she's the bad person. That will not take you anywhere. So the first thing to understand is it's not that she doesn't want to see your face, it is just that she is not enjoying the experience of being together. The second reason why she could be saying that I don't want to see your face is could be that she is not feeling safe in your presence. She's not feeling safe in your presence. So let's understand what it means by not feeling safe in somebody's presence. After our physical need, that is food, clothing, shelter, the next need that we have as human beings or even as animals is feeling safe. And here it's not that you're a life threatening human being. It's not that. It is just that she's not feeling emotionally safe. She's feeling that she's walking on eggshells. And if you check with yourself, probably you could be feeling the same, that you're not feeling comfortable in her presence. So when she says, I don't want to even see your face, it means that if I see your face, if I meet you, once again, I'll feel emotionally unsafe because of the conversations, because of the fight, because of the argument that could happen between us. Now, this is the truth. Now, the question comes, what can you do? What can you do in a situation where your wife is saying, don't meet me, don't talk to me, don't interact with me, don't call me up? What can you do? The first thing you can do is understand. Understand. Understand her perspective. Understand why she is saying it. And if you want to understand this, then you have to understand a very important phenomenon about why human beings say what they say. The first important aspect is we say and behave based on where we are. We say and behave based on where we are. So the same person, when you got married to her at the initial phase, she used to say that I miss you, I cannot live without you, you're the most important person in most of your cases. Even for those of you where your wife never said this, probably you have forgotten, or probably she had shown that through her action. She might not have said this through her words, but she would have said that, shown it through her action. So she was behaving that way. She was saying these things because she was feeling that she is in a very loving, caring atmosphere. And that was the romance stage. And today she's saying that I don't want to see your face because you have created, both of you have created an atmosphere where there is no love, there is no care, there is no understanding. And why you have created it, it's not because you are bad or your wife is bad, it's because that you are stuck in power struggle stage and you don't have the tools to get out of the power struggle stage. And if you want to know more about power struggle stage, romance stage, what do you need to do? Then I invite you to attend my free live masterclass. Just go to coachval.co, the link, the URL that you see on the screen. Go to this link and sign up for this free live masterclass. Now let's continue with the next point. The next point is that you need to understand is that your wife might have said that I don't even want to see your face as a response to your dialogue. So what is this? Many a times people, this is our tendency as human beings. We remember something that the other person does or says, and we forget about the context. A woman would say, my husband hit me. If you ask this woman, tell me this, how did this exactly happen? Did he get up in the morning and said to himself that at 5 o'clock is a good time to hit my wife? So he came at 5 o'clock early. He came home from came from office early, and he said to himself, "Let me slap my wife now because it is a good time." Did that happen that way, or he came home? You are upset. You said something. He said something. You said something. He said something, and the argument or the fight intensified. And at one particular point, he hit you. And obviously, most women will say that yeah, this is exactly what happened. They might not remember the whole context, but at least they'll remember, it didn't happen that he just came home and he hit me, he slapped me. The same way, if your wife has said that I don't want to be with you or I don't want to even see your face, was a response in the conversation, and your brain only picked up that response. So the second thing you got to understand is that it is just a response to what you might have said. The third thing, the next thing you got to do is you got to create an awesome space. So if she's behaving the way she's behaving is because of the space that you are in, or the way she's thinking about the relationship, or the kind of experience she has in it, then you got to create an awesome space, awesome experience. And you might have heard me talking about this in different videos because it is so important for us to understand. How do you create this awesome space so that she changes her mind and says that I cannot live without you once again? The way to change this is, first you got to understand yourself. Why understand yourself? Because as I said earlier, a brain constantly hides our action. We're just not able to see where I'm going wrong. And nobody in the world who can help you to see that, because they have not been in your bedroom when you had that fight, you had that argument. They were not there, probably in Switzerland or Bali or Singapore or Bangkok or any place you had gone for a holiday where you had a huge fight and argument. They were not there. So nobody can tell you where you're going wrong. The only way you can figure out is by learning relationship science. That is the only way you can figure out. So the first thing is to understand yourself, and the way to understand yourself is by learning relationship science. And the third thing you could do is show up, and this is extremely important. And as I'm talking, I'm also specifically talking to the men in our community who are going through, the community of Awesome Husbands Up, who are going through a separation or a divorce. You might be doing everything right. You might be feeling better. You might be more relaxed at this moment. But always remember this. as long as you're not showing up this new person to your wife by showing up. That means you're meeting her, you're calling her up through any ways you are showing up. As long as you're not showing up, things will not improve in your marriage. Just sending messages will not improve things. It is just the beginning, but then you got to take charge. So when I'm talking about showing up, how showing up will change her mind. When you show up, that means you visit a house, then you meet her. Now remember, it's only after you go through the process, only after you get out of the victim mindset which says that, oh poor me, and you understand what your action which has created this reaction. Only after doing these things, only after completing the learning, you, let's say you visit a house, and when you visit a house, she has to make a conscious choice of talk to you or not. And obviously, based on our previous experiences, previous hurts, she's going to respond to you, or let's say react to you. She might close the door, she might not open the door, she might shout, she might scream, she might not talk at all, any of these things. Now, once you leave that place, you got to go back as a hero, not as a victim. And once you go back, let's say 15 days later, 20 days later, you visit our house again. How is she going to behave? She's going to behave based on her previous experience once again, because we behave with somebody based on our previous experience. Just look at people. You could have a neighbor and you might have had a great experience or great relationship with this person for the last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and you are amazing friends. And then something happened. And that something happened about 2 weeks ago, which really created a rift between you and your neighbor. How are you going to behave? On what basis you're going to behave? Are you going to behave on the basis of what happened in the last 10 years, 15 years? Or are you going to behave on the basis of what happened that particular day? Most people, at least who are reacting to situations, will behave based on what happened on that particular day. At least if they are really matured, even then, they will have certain amount of hesitation based on what happened on that particular day, not on those 15 years. Now, the same thing with your wife. When you go and meet her, there are two sets of experiences she has. The first set, or the first one, is when when you met her the last time. And maybe there was not much conversation. She just shut the door, but that was an experience. And if that experience was different from all the other experiences, then what her mind thinks is, it will think about this experience, the last one, as a very strong decider of what she needs to do, and plus all the hurts that she had. And now, based on that, she might mellow down a little. She might talk to you. She might tell you gently that, please, I don't want to see your face. And then you go back. Then the third experience, then the fourth experience, then the fifth experience. And this is the way you are going to create connection. Now, as you are doing this, if you are going to think like a victim, then you will say to yourself, oh, I went to her house, I met her, she doesn't want to talk to me. You are being a victim. I don't want you to be a victim, because only victims have miserable marriages. And when victims don't get out of their victim mindset and they get out of the marriage, they get into a new marriage just to create one more misery for themselves and for their partner because of the mindset. So if you have a hero's mindset, you will do this with a lot of love for yourself and love for your wife. So that's the way you go about. If your wife has ever told you that I don't want to see your face, remember that your wife has said what she has said based on her experience. And if you change that experience, she will change what she is saying. And that's exactly is happening to so many men in our community. So if you are here for the first time and if you have not subscribed to this channel, then please go ahead, subscribe to this channel, click on that bell button, and so that you get the notification first. And if you have liked this video, please click on the like button. And if there is somebody that you know who would benefit from watching this video, then please share it with that person. And if you have learned something from this video, please go to the comment section and write what's the one thing that you have learned. If you're part of the Awesome Husbands Hub community, then write hashtag AHHub and write your answer. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, keep your love story alive. Bye-bye.